Hello and welcome to Sheryl in the City. I'm your host, Sheryl Walsh. On this episode today, you will see a lot of great events that happened over the past several months. So I invite you to stay tuned, sit back, relax, and enjoy Sheryl in the City. Halloween is always a fun, fantastic, and spooky time, and the residents of Meadowbrook Commons sure know how and lived it up at their annual Spooktacular. Let's check in on them and see how the party was.
Novi Senior Center residents dressed in their costumes to celebrate Halloween with a spooktacular luncheon. While eating a delectable lunch, Senior Center residents were entertained by Michael Krieger, who performed a variety of favorite tunes that residents were encouraged to sing and dance along to. After lunch, a door prize raffle was held where seniors had a chance to win a festive autumn flower bouquet provided by Trillium Home Care, a gift certificate to the Senior Center Salon, a walker-mounted satchel, and of course, candy. To round out the event, a ghoulish game of bingo was played to win cash and chocolate prizes. For a schedule of upcoming Senior Center events, visit cityofnovi.org.
Well, that sure looked like fun. Now let's head on over to the Novi Public Library and see a program called Meet the Author.
To celebrate the Community Reads program, the Novi Library, partnering with libraries from surrounding communities, invited Garth Stein, author of the New York Times best-selling novel The Art of Racing in the Rain, to perform a book reading and to talk to the audience about his novel.
I'm truly honored to be chosen by the Novi community as their Community Reads book this year. It's always fun to do a Community Reads because there's so much activity that goes on beforehand. There are all these discussion groups, and people come to a reading when I get to come in and do the final reading. There's a certain energy where people have questions and they want to know certain things, and it's always a good time.
Gestures are all that I have. Sometimes they must be grand in nature. And while I occasionally step over the line and into the world of the melodramatic, it is what I must do in order to communicate clearly and effectively, in order to make my point understood without question. I have no words I can rely on because, much to my dismay, my tongue was designed long and flat and loose, and therefore is a horribly ineffective tool for pushing food around my mouth while chewing, and an even less effective tool for making clever and complicated polysyllabic sounds.
Well, I absolutely think the Community Reads are good for communities. It brings together people with different backgrounds, different experiences, different values, reading the same book, and everybody reads with the book differently. And they see things differently, and so then they get together in groups and discuss these things. And the beauty of it is that no one's wrong. I think it's important for me to remember as a writer, my job is not just to write books, but to get people to read books. And in order to make that happen, I have to make myself available to my readers. People want a personal connection. In this day and age, there's a lot of access that people have. There's a lot of mediums out there of entertainment available. And so if I can come out and stop in a community like Novi, it's only beneficial for me, obviously, as a writer. I think it helps energize a program such as this.
It's hard for a writer to say exactly where an idea comes from because it's not as simple as that, it's not as clear cut as that. Writing a book is sort of like making a soup or a stew. You know, you have all your different ingredients. You have your onions, and then you have your carrots and your celery, and then you add your herbs, and you create. You add slowly, one at a time, and then you build the flavor of it. And then by the end, you have something that's entirely different. You can't necessarily identify the individual flavors, and yet it all hopefully is delicious. It's the same thing with the book. Ideas come from all sorts of different places.
What's next for me is funny. Well, let's see. I have to turn. My new book is due on October 1st, 2010. Doing the math on that, I think that's a year late. So I hope to get that turned in by the end of the month. And then I'll take a little bit of time off and then get to editing that so that it can come out next year. And then it's back on the treadmill and getting out to communities again with my new book. And then I started work on my book after that. I love writing, I love the process of it, and so my only goal is that my love for the process is reflected in the product, and so people can read books that are enjoyable.
For more information about programs and events like this, visit www.novilibrary.org.
With programs as informative and interesting as this, it's easy to see why the Novi Public Library was recently named Michigan's Library of the Year. More on that later. Thanksgiving has come and gone, and once again the folks over at Meadowbrook Commons celebrated in style.
It was a packed house at the Novi Senior Center as residents celebrated Thanksgiving early with friends and family, while enjoying a tasty lunch and musical entertainment. It wouldn't be Thanksgiving without turkey, and guests were able to enjoy lots of it. A traditional turkey meal was served with all the fixings, and for dessert, pumpkin pie, of course. After the meal, a raffle was held, and winners received gift baskets full of various delectable Thanksgiving foods. The post-lunch entertainment was presented in partnership with Bright Star Life Care. At this year's Gobble Gobble Gala, members of Novi's Senior Variety Series performed music selections from this year's show titled Vaudeville to Video. The crowd was entertained by a trip down memory lane consisting of music, dance, and comedy. For a schedule of future events at the Novi Senior Center, visit cityofnovi.org.
Well, that looked like a delicious way to celebrate Thanksgiving. Everyone knows Thanksgiving kicks off one of the busiest holiday seasons around, and Novi is no different. The day before Thanksgiving, Novi motorists were treated to an extra special holiday delight with the opening of the Novi Road Link Bridge. Let's take a look.
Just in time for the holiday season, Novi Road between 10 Mile and Grand River is now open to commuter traffic after 7 months of construction. A ribbon-cutting ceremony was held by City of Novi officials to mark the completion of this necessary fix that will enable a smoother flow of commuter traffic on Novi Road.
For years, we've called this project the Novi Road Link. Not only is it a major link between the north and south ends of our city, it's also an extremely vital link to the economic prosperity of our whole community.
Once the ribbon was cut, the public was welcome to walk on the new bridge before it was opened to traffic. This $25 million project took 20 years in the making and was covered by both state and federal funds. It involved widening Novi Road from 2 to 5 lanes and the construction of a bridge over the railroad tracks.
This bridge is what I'm going to call the Mackinac Bridge of Oakland County. It is the largest span bridge the Road Commission has in Oakland County, and Novi has it. Congratulations, Novi.
What a great addition to the City of Novi's infrastructure, and what an incredible day it was to open the bridge. The walk across was just spectacular and opened just in time for the holiday shopping traffic. Speaking of the holidays, I bet you're not surprised to know the residents over at Meadowbrook Commons celebrated the holidays in style with the annual holiday party.
Frosty the snowman was a jolly happy soul, with a corncob pipe and a button nose and 2 eyes made out of gold.
Today we had our Spirit of the Holiday celebration, which is our Christmas program that we put on here every year. And we had lunch provided. It was ham, scalloped potatoes, and peas with an apple crumble pie.
After midnight, searching for you.
Today we had Santa here. He was here taking pictures with the older adults, and that was pretty exciting. A lot of them really enjoyed taking the pictures, as well as seniors came from all over of Novi and outside of Novi that were ages 55 and up.
3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in...
Today our entertainer, his name is Charlie Geringer. He's a solo pianist, and he was singing some old school boogie-woogie styled music, as well as Christmas carols, and then a couple songs that he had written himself.
Happy holiday, everyone dancing merrily.
It's in the high 40s, low 50s, I heard today, the sun came out for a little bit. This morning it was a little rainy. I felt kind of like I was in Florida because I'm not used to seeing sunny and warm weather this time of the year. I think people still enjoyed coming out and enjoyed the fact that they didn't have to scrape their cars today.
Since I fell for you.
We put this event on because it allows us to bring a healthy, active living into the older adults. Some of the people who come to our events don't necessarily have a place that they can celebrate, but the one thing that really enjoys us here to put it on is that they have a lot of families who'd like to come. To our event today, we had quite a few mothers and daughters or fathers and daughters that came for the event, and that's always enjoyable to see, as well as them to be able to get to make friends, new friends, and see old friends.
Down in history.
There's most definitely always something going on at the Novi Senior Center. And as I mentioned earlier, the library was recently bestowed the title of Michigan's Library of the Year. Let's take a look at the celebration recently held in its honor.
Was truly earned by my staff. It says a lot about the women and men that drive to work every day and come in this building and promise me that they will truly provide exceptional service and make this their job a very important part of their day and an important part of their life. So they truly deserve this honor, and I am so pleased to be working with them on a regular basis. I hope you would all just take a moment to let me give them a standing ovation and thank them for their work.
This award is greater than any architectural award this building could have won. The library staff, you have to be so proud. You have been recognized as providing superior service in the state of Michigan. Quoting Bob Seeger, shoot, I've known that for 10 years. This is really something you should be very proud of, Julie, and the entire staff, because the city is incredibly proud of you. And we are now not only the jewel in the crown of the city, the entire state. On behalf of the city of Novi, congratulations to the library board, congratulations to the staff, congratulations to the people of Novi. We have the #1 service library in the state of Michigan. Congratulations.
It has definitely been an exciting time in Novi, and we look forward to bringing you many more great events in the year ahead. As always, remember to keep an eye out for me and our SWAT team, because you'll never know where you'll see us in the city. Until next time, keep watching Novi Television and be safe.